Faris Dzafo, and I'm in the second year of the design program here. So funnily enough, I entered MacEwan as a Bachelor of Arts in Economics, and it didn't take me long to figure out that that's not what I wanted to do at all. The summer after the first year, I hung out with one friend who's a musician a lot, and he was releasing a song, wanted to do a music video, so I volunteered to do that with no experience at all. And it turned out like really well, and I had more fun doing that, like more than anything in years. Yeah, I thought, why do this econ thing? That's around the time when MacEwan removed the portfolio requirement for the Bachelor of Design, so I applied, got in, and yeah, here now. So music was the main idea for Please Play Responsibly at first. It was supposed to be just us hosting events, throwing parties, and going into Please Play Responsibly, like creating the brand, the project, music has always been either at the forefront of it or in the back of our minds as something that needs to go along with this. So I think it has always influenced design and vice versa. I feel like the music stuff I do at this point, it gets influenced by like visuals that I create or I just have ideas for in my head. But yeah, I think the genres and styles of music that all of us are into have heavily influenced the brand. There's no way I could be doing all of this by myself. I think the three of us working together is what makes the project what it is. So like I mentioned, Sam has a background in fashion design, so he does all of the screen printing and the garment design and even some sewing for more elaborate pieces. Other than that, he's become also pretty good at DJing. He handles some of that as well. When we're doing like live events or anything that has to be, recorded, he handles the lighting, he does the stage production, he does he handles the fog machine and all other effects that come with that. So he's a really key player in a lot of different aspects. Declan, who joined the project a little later, is really wonderful at like photo and video stuff. He's great with anything that has to do with a camera. For example, he learned how to use Touch Designer and made all of these insane visuals for one of our recent shows in just a week. And if anyone knows about Touch Designer, you know how insane that is. And other than photo and video stuff, he's also a great graphic designer and just like a really creative person who can articulate his ideas really well and steer the project in a way where it needs to go to end up being successful. When it comes to me, I don't have like a role that is as defined. I try to do a bit of everything for better or worse. But yeah, the bulk of my work has been graphic design, which has mostly been either designing posters or designing prints for clothing, which sort of happen at the same time. A lot of the same motifs can be seen in both the posters and the clothing. Music, so DJing and some light production, and sort of steering the brand identity in the way where it gets to a point where it's just a unified visual identity for the entire project. I always thought of myself as like a creative person, even like going all the way back to when I was a young kid. I remember being like 11 or 12 and teaching myself how to use Cinema 4D and After Effects to make those stupid like animated text intros for YouTube. That was really fun. Like I got surprisingly good at it for like a young kid. And then like when I was in high school, I feel like every other guy, I got into music heavily, which ended up being like some production, a lot of DJing, and I really got into like the local nightlife scene and rave culture in Sarajevo. which had its own like defining visual identity, aesthetic. There was a niche for it there, and I feel like the visual language and aesthetics surrounding that have influenced me a lot and still do today. I've just always been drawn to that more like youth subculture aspect of design and art in general. And yeah, that sort of formative experience during my high school years has influenced me and I think continues to do so. So yeah, Bosnia, where I grew up, is one of the most unique countries in Europe, especially like the capital region where I'm from. So you'd be able to walk down the street and see a lot of influences like from the Ottoman period, Austro-Hungarian, a lot of brutalist stuff, a lot of modern stuff, and it really all just like blends together seamlessly, creates a really unique like visual identity for the city itself. And I feel like that has influenced me a lot. Specifically, the brutalist parts have also have always just spoken to me the most. Even though it gets like stereotyped as ugly, as lazy, I've just always loved them. It's just, you know, these rows of like towering concrete that were built to like serve common people and not just like a foreign like Ottoman or Austrian governor. And I love the way they felt, the way they looked, all of that. I think they taught me less is more before I even knew what design was. Like the buildings themselves, like it's just concrete, it's just the main like structural elements, but they serve a purpose and they do it really well. I think there's also something to say about the way that no individual brutalist building stands on its own. It's just like in the context of the neighborhood or the whole city where they really get to shine and sell this like almost like utopian, egalitarian idea of how we're supposed to live. And yeah, I think that has influenced me a lot. One term from art history that I really love is Gesamtkunstwerk, or total piece of art, which is multiple different art formats brought together to create one unified piece. And I feel like in a lot of ways that's what we're trying to do. For example, you guys were there on Sunday where we did a live event, and at its core, it was a live music show. It was a little bit of DJing and then showcasing the work of Mali, one of our close friends, their team Mali, great singer, great musician. Other than just the music side, there were visuals, there was clothing, there was a set design, which all sort of worked together to create one unified experience that you guys were there to see. And even just outside of that one example, I feel like that's the mindset we go into when doing anything. Like I mentioned before, the posters and the clothing, they're designed with one larger idea in mind instead of just being designed as a series of individual pieces. And I think that's the philosophy we've really sort of locked onto, and that we want to continue developing throughout our work. Ideally, I'd like for our work to make people realize how gatekept and inaccessible youth culture and in general art has become, and that it doesn't have to be that way. We're doing all of this stuff with our own money, on our own time, and we're not spending a bunch of the money. We still manage to fit in, work, school, and other responsibilities, and it's really plausible for everyone to do that if they're interested in that. If you want to participate in the culture even, you don't have to, spend $80 on rave tickets or over $100 on like a t-shirt. Like all of this stuff is really accessible if you try to do it. Throw a rave in your basement, make a shit, can I say shit? Make a shitty screen print on one of your old t-shirts. Just do anything if you want to participate in the culture and you feel like you're locked out of it. Like it's possible, it's right there. You just have to be a little creative about it, and you have to just gather some people around for it. I don't think think that we're actively trying to stand out at all. I think that, yes, fashion is oversaturated, but it's also like, but there's a lack of fresh ideas coming in. A lot of brand startups that you see will just, make a print, send it over to some sweatshop for it to be produced with very questionable labor practices, and it's just printed on Gildan blanks and then shipped all across the world back here, and it's sold at a huge markup, and that is pretty much the opposite of what we want to do. Every single one of our pieces is printed on a thrifted garment, a thrifted piece of clothing that we hand select, and all of the screen printing that we do is done by us. I think one advice I would give to myself is to just start making stuff and focus on personal side projects, even if they go nowhere from day one, because in addition to the stuff you do in the classroom, the stuff you do for the courses you're taking, I feel like those personal projects are also like really key to evolving as a designer and creating your own style.